everyone, my name is Gabby and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super review, this time reviewing episode 82. Toppo, a self-proclaimed champion of justice, has now become convinced Goku is evil and asks to fight him. In fact, he seems to try to kill him, while Goku is just excited by how strong he is during their fight. They seem equally matched and are about to go all out, but the Grand Prix intervenes. If they kept going, one of them could have died, and they all need to be around for the Tournament of Power. With that, he dismisses everyone. The Tournament of Power stage is being constructed and will be ready in 40 hours. Goku and Co have that amount of time to find 10 people to fight. So, what did I like about this episode? Well, first of all, I'm finding Toppo and the Pride Troopers as kind of like antagonists a really interesting idea. Toppo and the Pride Troopers are kind of literally champions of justice, and Toppo, through kind of looking at Goku, has now kind of become convinced that Goku, basically because Goku isn't completely a morally correct hero, that Goku is actually like malicious and actually kind of dangerous to the universe, and actually kind of would be really great if Goku wasn't around. Maybe I'm completely wrong about this, but that seems to be one of the kind of underlying sort of themes of this arc, at least so far, and it seems like that theme is going to continue on into the tournament, and I am finding it very interesting, the fact that they're kind of like, on the one hand, they're like sort of acknowledging that Goku is not morally correct, and he's not a perfect hero. You know, like Goku is not Superman, and it makes sense that there are people who don't necessarily like him, who don't like Goku for what Goku is. But on the other hand, it's also kind of like, some of Toppo's judgments of Goku and the Pride Troopers' judgments of Goku and everyone's judgments of Goku are kind of also going a bit too far in the other direction, and that all they've seen of Goku is like him being excited to fight strong guys and making Zeno make this tournament that ends up like erasing all the universes, and they haven't realized just all the other things that Goku has done for his own universe and for his planet and for the people he cares about. This episode kind of felt like it really clarified all that stuff about Goku that was going on in the last few episodes. I feel like I can kind of get it now, unless I'm completely wrong, but what I feel like is going on is like, it's like on the one hand, Goku is not morally correct, and he's made stupid decisions, and he's made selfish decisions, and he hasn't thought of the consequences, and that has led to consequences not just for him, but for everyone else. But on the other hand, the people who are kind of judging Goku at this point don't even really know him. They don't really know what he's like. They don't really understand him. So it's like on the one hand, criticizing Goku makes sense, and on the other hand, it doesn't. And I feel like I was supposed to be talking about Toppo, but I guess I got sidetracked there. But Toppo, he comes into all of this. He's kind of the real sort of personification of all of these ideas. At least that's what it seems like. And in terms of the actual Pride Troopers itself, and I also find it interesting that in terms of the Pride Troopers, it's not even that like, you know, they're just like amazing paragods of morality that are completely above it all, because like Toppo he seems to try to kill Goku in their tournament match. That is something that kind of strikes you as a little bit off, like something you wouldn't expect an actual champion of justice to do. Is it that like the Pride Troopers are so obsessed with their idea around justice that they kind of like just use that to sort of impose their own ideas on other people, ideas that might not necessarily be right? Maybe the Pride Troopers are also kind of villains in their own way, if that's intentional, if that's what they're trying to do. That would be really interesting, and I do want to see more of that. As for what I didn't like about this episode, well, first of all, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like this fight is going to be kind of a little bit pointless. Like what this fight kind of seemed to be in terms of like an actual kind of tournament arc kind of structure idea is like that one moment where, you know, Goku finds out that there's the really strong guys and he can't let his guard down and he has to take things seriously, and he kind of, you know, you get this kind of sneak peek for these people who he's going to be fighting later on. It gets you hyped and gets you excited and makes you wonder how Goku is going to be able to win against them. But the thing that I was kind of surprised about was that like, on the one hand, they definitely did that by making Toppo a big deal, and like Goku had to go full power against Toppo, and Toppo still managed to be able to withstand it all. But on the other hand, they also kind of like very nonchalantly just kind of mentioned that Toppo isn't the biggest threat, isn't the strongest guy in Universe 11. It's actually just this guy called Jiren. And Jiren seems to be the person that Goku is fighting in the opening, so Jiren definitely seems to be a big deal. I can understand them sort of like trying to sort of like make Toppo look like a bigger threat, and then mention Jiren as being stronger so they can make Jiren look like an even bigger threat. But maybe the thing that I'm kind of like surprised about was that, like, you know, if you wanted to make Jiren a big threat, like either you could have made him fight Goku in this round, or you could have like done that during the actual tournament itself. It's like they did something, but I feel like maybe they didn't go a bit far enough to the point that, like, even though it seems like this was trying to make Jiren seem like a big deal, I feel like I'm not really buying it very much. Even though I know that Jiren is strong, it just doesn't really send the same kind of terror as you could have done if you introduced Jiren himself in another way. Or even Toppo. Also, Toei, can you just dial down a bit on all your random throwbacks to other parts of the series? Like this episode, we got a random thing where Goku does the teleporting Kamehameha, kind of almost exactly like the one he did against Cell. And it was like, was it last episode where he did they did the beam struggle between Goku and Bergamo, and it kind of felt very much like the Goku Vegeta beam struggle, like in their very first fight. And it's like they've done all these random throwbacks, these points where it's just like, oh hey guys, look, this looks very similar to a part of Dragon Ball Z. Don't you think it's really cool? But honestly, I'm not really much of a fan of them. I kind of feel like they're a bit forced a lot of the time. You know, when you don't have the exact same context of those original moments in Dragon Ball Z, then it kind of loses a lot of its impact. Toppo is not Cell. Bergamo is not Vegeta. And I know that Toei's been doing this even in the 90s, but basically, I kind of just wish they would stop doing it because it does feel like it kind of lessens the impacts of those original moments for me when you just keep repeating them in completely different contexts for no apparent reason. So, as for next episode, well, they've got to find all those other members for the tournament, and one of the obvious ones is definitely going to be Vegeta. The problem is Bulma still hasn't given birth, and Vegeta seems to refuse to be able to do anything until she's actually done that. We need Vegeta in the tournament, so at this point it seems like they're leaving it in the fate of the gods. Good thing that the gods are right there on their beck and call. Man, it sure must be nice to be Vegeta's kids. One of them got a whole arc to himself, and the other one, their actual birth is like a real legitimate plot point in the series. But then again, Pan's conception also single-handedly saved the world from Beerus, so I guess I shouldn't really be complaining too much. So that was Dragon Ball Super episode 82. Honestly, kind of a bit of a sort of nothing episode. Not much really happened of substance. I mean, there were some good fights in there. For the 4th episode in a row, they managed to do a fight, and the fight looked pretty decent, but honestly, not much of substance really happened. It's kind of hard to judge it. But at the very least, it didn't make me get upset about how they're treating Goku this episode. I feel like I'm kind of understanding maybe what they're trying to do with Goku in this arc, and it's not necessarily just as simple as, but guys, maybe Goku is evil. Maybe. I could be totally wrong with this, but if that's true, then this episode was basically responsible for helping me kind of understand it a bit better. So I'm gonna say it succeeded in that at least, and because of that, that was worth my time. But yeah, at this point, we're doing the thing which I thought was going to happen another 4 episodes ago. That is, we're actually going to go to every character and work out who is going to be fighting and when and where and how strong they are and blah 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 blah. The thing that I think a lot of people are excited to see, and I'm also excited to see. It might be a while until the actual Tournament of Power starts, but that's alright by me. I mean, at this point we've had so many random filler episodes and stuff, I'm not really in a hurry to get this tournament over with, and it also, not to mention, it's probably going to be even better for the animation schedule if we don't just have to go from one preliminary fight, straight into the main fight with no breaks and just all of the fights and all of the animation, I want this arc to be good, and if that means we're going to have to put in a whole bunch of almost slice of life episodes in the middle of the arc, I'm fine with that. And anyway, I enjoy the slice of life episodes from the very beginning. So this is Gabby, signing out, and I'll see you all next week. Bye, guys!